Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute since I've posted a video. I totally apologize for that. Trying to get back into the swing of things and manage my Instagram dedicated to weight loss, also be a mom and a wife. Of course, those come first. And so YouTube kind of took a little bit of a back burner because I have been actively trying to lose the weight that I gained. So I've just been super busy. No excuse. That's why I'm here, trying to get back into the swing of things and get more YouTube videos up. I really want to be consistent with posting and answering some questions that I wanted to know the answers to prior to having bariatric surgery. So that is this video here that I have created for you. It is a Q&A video of how to get approved for bariatric surgery, just the steps that you need to take if you're considering it, or even if you just want a little bit more information on it. This video might be for you. If not, then you can check out my other videos that are not so much dedicated to weight loss surgery. But for now, this video is going to be talking about tips to move forward with the process of having bariatric surgery. Let's jump into it. Okay, so I want to start by saying just be sure to contact your doctor so that you can find out what medical choices that you make are best to suit you. Everybody's medical insurance is different. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's journey is different. This is just my story and how I went about it. You have one of two ways that you can go. You can either find a doctor, a bariatric surgeon that you like, and contact them, give them your insurance information. They most of the time will call the insurance company themselves to find out what benefits you have on your health insurance. And then once they can verify that you are covered for bariatric surgery, then they will most likely call you back to let you know what your benefits are. And if you would like to move forward with the consultation, they will go ahead and schedule it at that time. Or you can contact your medical insurance directly with the number on the back of your card. Ask them what benefits they do offer. And once you find out if you are covered or not, then you can ask for a list of in-network doctors, or you can check on your app. I have Blue Cross and Blue Shield, so Anthem has an app that you can log into and find out all this information. I'm sure other companies do as well. They normally have a list of guidelines that you have to follow. They'll tell you all that once you contact your information, your insurance. So get a hold of all of that, figure out what you need to do. Once you have your consult scheduled, that's when the fun kind of begins. Once they contacted me and they told me, hey, we need to schedule your endoscopy. I think that's how you say it. Part of the process of having weight loss surgery is they have to go in to check for a hernia. And so by doing so, they have to go down with a camera down into your esophagus. A hernia is not your typical hernia that you would get from lifting something. This is a hernia inside of your esophagus, and it causes you to have heartburn. The way that my doctor explained it was it's caused by overeating, and that's basically how you get one. So most of the time, people who are extremely overweight, more than likely they have a hernia. So if you have a hernia, then the insurance company is going to allow you to expedite the surgery. And the reason for that is because when the doctor's office submits to insurance, they're basically submitting to do the surgery for the hernia. And while they're in there, they're going to go ahead and do the sleeve. So the insurance company thinks that it's a medical reason for your surgery. So I went ahead and I scheduled for the endo. I can't even begin to tell you guys, like, I hoped and prayed that I had a hernia. And I know that sounds insane to some people, and at the time it did sound crazy, but I'm like, I don't want to wait another 6 months. I need to get this done now. That's how my mind was thinking. So I hoped and prayed that I had a hernia, and sure enough, I did. So I went in for my original consultation in January. I had my endo in February, and I had my sleeve surgery done in March. That was the time frame. So you're looking at roughly 3 months. I had been considering weight loss surgery since November the year prior. So I was already, you know, a couple of months into thinking about it, and I was ready. I was so ready, and I didn't want to wait anymore. So even the time from my very first visit in January to my date of surgery, which was 3/22/18, I was so incredibly ready to go and get this done. So they discovered that I had a hernia, and if you have a hernia, you can have the surgery done at a surgical center instead of the hospital. So most of the time when you have a surgery done, you have it in a hospital. But this kind of surgery is laparoscopic. I think that's the word that they use. So they're not like cutting you open, and the incisions are very small, and you're up moving within an hour after you wake up from the anesthesia. So there's really no reason for you to be in the hospital, staying there for nights on end, having to pay for hospital stay, all of this extra stuff. Because even though your insurance covers it, yes, they do cover to a certain extent, but the doctors, they all charge. If you've ever had, you know, a baby or anything like that, you know, you'll get a separate bill from a doctor's office or from the anesthesiologist. You will get different bills from different doctors. So to go the route in the hospital, it was going to be about the same cost as if I was going to have it done in an outpatient surgical center. And so I decided to go with the outpatient surgical center, which I was thrilled about because I did not want to have to stay in the hospital because I'm a stay-at-home mom. My husband works Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I needed somebody to take care of my babies. I don't have anybody to do it. So I did not want to have to stay overnight in the hospital. So once I found out that I could do it in the surgical center, I was thrilled. So I went in, I had my endo done at the surgical center. They scheduled my surgery date after we found out that I had the hernia. And then we talked about a plan of action as to what was going to happen like the day of surgery. They collected full payment. I believe that you had to have paid in full 14 days prior to the date of surgery. You could make payments up until 14 days prior to surgery. You had to have all of your dues paid, or they would cancel the surgery and then you'd have to reschedule. So I'll talk about cost in a minute, but I got to go through the surgical center, which means I went in about 7 a.m. to get prepped for surgery, and then the surgery was about 45 minutes to an hour long. Then I was woken up from anesthesia, and then within an hour I was up walking and drinking sips of water, and approximately 2 hours after surgery, I was in the car on my way back to my house. I'll go more into detail about the recovery process and how long it took me to get back to normal just later on in the video. But yeah, so the procedure was so quick and easy. From January till March, I went through all of the things I needed to do. And then in March, I had surgery. It took less than 4 hours. And then I was sent home with some medication, and that was it. And my life was changed in so many incredible ways at that very moment. I didn't even know how incredible it was going to be after that day. So let's go ahead and jump into the most asked questions, I guess you would say. I forgot to explain this also. So every doctor has requirements of their own. And so if you've ever done any kind of research on bariatric surgery, you know that there possibly is a dreadful liquid diet leading up to surgery. This is one of the things that actually steered me from wanting to have it, because I was like, I can't go 2 weeks without eating. That was what my mind would tell me. So you don't go 2 weeks without eating. Some doctors do, I think, have you go 2 weeks without eating, but my doctor did not. Basically what I had to do for 14 days prior to surgery, you had to go on a liquid diet. That is what they consider it. So in the morning, I could have coffee, water, tea, and then for breakfast, I was supposed to have a low carb protein shake. And then for lunch, I was supposed to have a low carb protein shake. And then for dinner, I was allowed to have approximately 400 to 500 calorie low carb meal, meaning protein and veggies only, no processed carbs. The main reason for the liquid diet is to get you to lose some weight, to shrink the liver, or they won't be able to access the stomach. So it's very important that you follow the liquid diet, or the day of surgery when they're inside of your stomach and they can't get to it, they will just stop the surgery, wake you up and say, sorry, we can't do it because your liver is not small enough. We're unable to get to the stomach. So it's very, very important that you follow that liquid diet. So now I'm going to move on to cost. It was just roughly under $6,000. That included everything. I never received a bill from an anesthesiologist or from another doctor. That was including my medication. And it also included the post-op class that you go. It's like a post-op nutritional class. That also included that as well. So like I said, I didn't have to even go to the pharmacy to pick up medication or anything. They gave that all to me when I paid for my surgery in full. So I paid that amount of money and that was it. I never received another bill from them ever again. So let's go ahead and jump into the questions. Did it hurt? When you get out of surgery, you're gonna have gas pain. That is the only kind of pain that I had. My incisions did not hurt. It did not hurt me to get up and out of the chair or the bed as if you were to have like a C-section, or you know how like when you cough or you sneeze, you would have pain in your stomach. That was not the case with the surgery. I could sneeze, cough. The only pain that I had after waking up from surgery was gas pain, and those gas pains are bad. The gas pains did go away about 48 hours after surgery, but they were pretty bad. Next question is, how long until I'm back to normal? I was back to doing normal things 72 hours after surgery. Doing dishes, taking care of my kids, cleaning my house, feeding the dogs, cooking dinner. I was back to normal 72 hours afterwards. However, I was not allowed to lift any more than 15 pounds for the first 14 days. Another one that I actually had was I wanted to know, when can I start working out? The doctor did not suggest any kind of lifting weights. Like I was mentioning, you don't want to lift anything over 10 to 15 pounds actually. For the first 14 days, but you could do some walking on the treadmill as soon as you were ready, as soon as you felt up to it, but not intense, not to get your heart rate going, just walking, as if you were to go to the mall and walk around, grocery store, walk around, just walk. That was the only thing that was suggested before the first 2 weeks was up. I did not start working out until May. I think it was May 5th that I started my actual fitness journey. Another question that I get asked is, how long after surgery will I be able to eat food, or will I even want anything after surgery? So any kind of hunger that you felt prior to surgery, when you wake up, it's gone. You do not have any appetite whatsoever. All you care about are those gas pains that you want gone. I didn't have any hunger. This one's another one that I kind of asked a lot too. Can you ever drink soda again? A lot of people say, like, if you're gonna have weight loss surgery, why do you even care about ever drinking soda again? But the bottom line is like, every now and again, you're gonna want something with dinner. You know, I'm talking months out. I'm not talking like a week after surgery or a month or 2 months or even 6 months after surgery. But in a year or 2 years, of course you're gonna wanna enjoy a soda. For the first year, I had a really hard time with anything carbonated. It just fills your stomach, your tiny little sleeve up with air, bubbles, and then you're not able to do nothing but burp. So it's not very comfortable, but now that I'm almost 2 years post-op, I can have a Diet Coke every now and again, or some carbonated water. It doesn't bother me now. But in the beginning, it definitely bothered me. So just don't try to introduce it too early. And if your doctor tells you to never drink it again, then you probably shouldn't ever drink it again. But my doctor did not tell me that I had to never have it again. That was not the goal here. The goal was to get healthy and then have everything in moderation. I hear a lot of people say that they can't drink from a straw. Prior to having weight loss surgery, I remember telling family like, oh, I probably won't ever be able to drink from a straw again. I was uneducated. That is not true. It is totally preference of that person. If you are comfortable drinking through a straw, then do it. That's what my surgeon told me. And so they say that it's because you swallow more air, and that's why they suggest that you don't do it. But my surgeon laughed when I asked him that, and he basically said, no, that is not true. You can use a straw if it is comfortable for you. I actually was using a straw as soon as I got out of surgery. That was the most comfortable way for me to get water down, and it went down much smoother than me trying to like gulp it. On to the next. What does your BMI have to be approved for surgery? This also goes back to what your insurance requires. My insurance and my doctor required me to have a BMI of 40 or higher If you have medical problems, they will accept a BMI of 35 or higher. I didn't have any medical problems such as diabetes, high blood pressure. I was pretty much a healthy, obese person. So they could have denied me if my BMI was under 40. If you have diabetes or you are, taking blood pressure medicine or on a CPAP machine, I've heard that they do allow you to have a BMI of 35 or higher. So definitely ask your doctor about that. The next one I freaked out about when I started hearing people talk about it is hair loss. I was terrified to lose my hair. But yes, I did, and almost every single person that I know that had weight loss surgery has had hair loss. It's inevitable, it will grow back, and that is just what I had to come to terms with. My hair loss probably started around 3 months post-op, and it went into about 8 months post-op is when it finally started to slow down. The last thing here that I'm going to talk about today is loose skin. If you are significantly overweight and you lose a significant amount of weight, you are going to have some kind of loose skin no matter what you do. A lot of people will say, I don't want to lose weight because I'm going to have loose skin. It's going to be ugly. I try to always explain to people how I felt about loose skin. I can run with my kids, I can play, I can exercise, I can do anything and everything that I've never been able to do at 183 pounds currently that I was never able to do at 277 pounds. I couldn't even walk up the staircase without feeling like I was gonna pass out, or going on a roller coaster. With loose skin, I fit in the roller coaster. At 277 pounds, I did not. So I'll take that loose skin that I have any day. I can live with loose skin. I cannot live being morbidly obese. Okay guys, so that pretty much sums up the video. If you have any other questions that I have not answered, you can either comment below or you can message me. I'm available always on Instagram at mybeautifulvsgjourney. I'll go ahead and write it somewhere here on the screen, and just go ahead and follow me there. That's where I do like more day-to-day interaction. I share before and afters. I update you guys on my weight. If you're interested in following like a day-to-day kind of interaction with me, then go ahead and head over to Instagram, and be sure to like and subscribe if you like these videos, and I will try to stay more consistent here on YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys.